I have a feeling that this divorce is not going to be a good one. I mean, what divorce is good in Hollywood? I mean, what divorces are great in general? I very rarely hear of a story, especially in Hollywood, of a divorce being a good divorce, people getting along, people, not trying to kill each other in the court system, not trying to take each other's monies. Like, I rarely hear that kind of story. And I'm really hoping that if this is where this couple is heading, that their story is that way. But then again, I don't know, because you had multiple reports that are talking about, first of all, they're saying that Jennifer Lopez has been left furious and humiliated by her split from husband Ben Affleck as he delays filing for divorce in bid to protect her. Look, This Is Me Now, the greatest love story never told. Those projects right there, in my opinion, were humiliating. Okay. I get it that she was opening herself up. And, some of you guys might say, well, Rabbit, like, this was a project. This is what she wanted to do. She wanted to show a different side of her, and it didn't work. It didn't work. Somebody had asked me in an email, do you think this project was what really led to her divorce? And I couldn't help but wonder if that was the case. I mean, there's probably more to this. Like I said, in my opinion, my theory is that there is so much more to what led to this divorce. And it's not to, like, she is a person that likes the limelight. She's the person that wants to be out there, where Ben is coming to terms with the fact that it's okay to retire. It's okay to, raise your kids. It's okay to just do you, that type of situation. I feel like that's where the difference is at with these two. Now, this is the interesting part. One thing that I remember from This Is Me Now and The Greatest Love Story Never Told, one thing I remember is Jen is really big about horoscopes. Like, she's really big about horoscopes. So she's a Leo, he's a Leo, that type of situation. JLo had placed such importance on the horoscope to determine compatibility. I'm sure it hurts finding out that she's not compatible with Ben Affleck, right? Who's also a Leo. Two Leos are not compatible, apparently. And I'm only saying this because the lady wore a dress with horoscopes to her movie. Okay. She places a lot of importance on horoscopes. Sometimes it's not always about the horoscopes, y'all. I'm just going to say that. Okay. Because we could be wrong. People can get it wrong. Okay. I don't really put a lot of weight to this, but I find it interesting that she does. Actually, a good part of these two projects were about how she puts a lot of weight into the horoscopes, right? So you would think, like, two people that have the same type of horoscope, are they compatible? What does that look like? Yada, yada, yada. Does he put enough weight to it? Like, how is it that they're so different if they have the same horoscope? I don't know. Y'all, if you're into that, let me know how that works in the chat, because I'm a little Sagittarius over here. I am just the one that observes and studies and just wants to learn from the world. That's my horoscope. I think that's how I see Sagittarius is, but I could be wrong. So, of course, it's been rumored that Jennifer Lopez is upset at Ben, that she's humiliated because of this split that they're going through. Reportedly, she's been left furious and humiliated by her split. Okay. The divorce rumors, I think, have been happening since what? March? March? I would say March, April, May. Like, where are we at? During the spring and the summer? This is where things have been at. Part of it too, what follows her a lot is this Diddy news, and now we're hearing about potential sex tape release during the raids of J-Lo, the real, not real sex tape, right? And let me just be very clear. I don't give a shit that she has a sex tape. It's the fact that it would be, in my opinion, it would be something that would be held over her head, and she wouldn't speak out against Diddy because of it. And then you also have a man who was sent to prison for many years, and I think that she knows a lot more information that she has let on, but that's just my opinion. But anyways, people are saying that, this divorce has been finalized, but documents have been turned in, and part of the reason they haven't been turned in is because, Ben is trying to protect J-Lo. I don't know. That could very well be the case. Then people have said, well, have you seen Ben with his like new hairstyle? I heard it was for a movie, but apparently the man's going through a midlife crisis. He doesn't want to humiliate J-Lo, which is interesting because I feel like it goes back to what he was doing throughout the relationship. He didn't want to humiliate her, right? He was willing to bend in. He was willing to give into, having his relationship be more public. That's what he was willing to do. However, honestly, I feel like this is one of those situations where if you put on a band-aid and you don't rip it out, peel it slowly, the hairs out of your skin, they hurt because you're peeling it very slowly, right? Instead of just pulling the band-aid out and just allowing this cut to be exposed to the air and the skin, and allowing this to be a natural situation. But nothing is natural about this, right? I mean, if that is what Ben is doing, trying to protect her from these divorce rumors, I honestly think that they are maybe doing more harm than good for their own families, if that makes sense. And it's so funny because I find people to be a source that always tends to like talk to sources closest to J-Lo and Ben, but they're very careful about how they eat. You guys got to pay attention to People, okay? People.com, People Magazine. Look how they're reporting this, and this is just published today. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are moving on separately. She hasn't seen Ben for weeks. Whereas if you analyze the other articles, Ben and J-Lo are doing well. Those are just rumors. Ben and J-Lo are just selling the house. It was too big for them. Ben and J-Lo, there's nothing wrong with them. They're doing fine. They're fine. They're just fine. No fire here. They're just fine. Now they're changing their tune. I think they got the message this is about to hit the fan, and maybe they're bidding for their exclusive. I'm telling you, people are going to want the exclusive statement. I'm thinking People, TMZ, other news source outlets that are going to be talking about the statements and the divorce. And what did that look like? I'm curious to know what this is going to look like, honestly. And if it's going to be a nice divorce where people actually respect each other and they're able to, you know, 5 years from now talk about each other like, well, that was a part of my life that I try to relive again. And I mean, we wish him the best, that type of situation. But according to People, Jen hasn't seen Ben for weeks. Okay, this is what the source is saying. She's been in New York City. Ben has been in LA, spending a lot of time there. They're moving on separately, apparently. Jennifer's trying to, find a new home and start fresh. Wow. It's like, I'm sorry, Jennifer and Ben, this has been the most expensive 2 years of your life, but y'all have the money for it. I guess it's like a rich people thing. I know that sounds mean, but I'm just saying, like, damn, y'all spend so much money in this house, so much money in this project, and so much money with this. Like, who are y'all kidding? This has to be expensive. So apparently they're moving on separately. People has recognized that. Now they're getting their sources all the way correct, okay? It's further said that considering everything's going on, Jenna's having a good summer. She's been off and able to focus on what's next. She's enjoying spending her time with the kids, family, and friends. She always has a good attitude, even when things aren't perfect. And that, my friends, is probably the realest thing that has come out. Things aren't perfect. She's always able to maintain a good attitude, even when things are not perfect. That's real, right? You can't get more real than that. Does she recognize that? I don't know. This is just commentary. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Rabbits out. Bye, guys.